So I'll just start by saying thank you again to Diana and family for having us here because we love this venue and we are so happy to be doing it with you all. So our kind of motto and what we do at Garden and Grace Florals is that we love doing events and florals. And this, by the way, is Jaya. She's been with me for a few years. So she's my right-hand gal, and she's here today because as we're going through the workshop, if you have any questions or need an extra stem or, yes.
You might need to talk a little bit louder, or I could give you
Okay, thank you. I may need the microphone, but I'll start out here. So if you have questions about maybe as you're making something, if you'd like another perspective, if I can't come right there at that moment, Jaya's background is actually in art, and so she has a very good visual eye, so she's here to help with anything needed. But I also, on top of doing the events and weddings that we do with our floral design company, I have also a YouTube channel, and what we do on the channel is we do exactly this. We have floral tutorials, and we talk about all different types of floral mechanics and how to create arrangements, and so that's what we are super excited to do with you today. One of the other things that is really important to me as a designer is that I will share with you a general idea of this arrangement, but my hope and goal is for this workshop is that you see maybe colors or details that you like in florals down here, and you can absolutely make something completely different from this arrangement, but we will show you how to do the basics of design, and then you guys can take it from there. So we certainly have an option for you, but would love to see what you come up with as well. So while everyone is finishing dessert, I'm going to share kind of the first of the 3 layers that we're going to have for this arrangement. The first is what you probably have heard of a lot with filler florals. So that can be greenery, that can be dried accents. In this case, with this arrangement, we are going to have a variety of textural greenery for your base. So we're going to start with the vase that you have. And what we're going to do is I'm going to kind of show you the mock-up of how I would start with the greenery. Then everybody at your leisure can come up and choose what type of greenery you would like. We have, in the greenery department, we have magnolia leaves on either end, so hopefully there aren't crazy lines waiting for things. We have eucalyptus, which is very fragrant, and so you can dry this, and it's so wonderful just to have around. And then we have juniper greens, and you can choose to do a combination of greenery or just one type if you really love it. I would recommend having 6 to 10 stems of greenery. That can be 2 of each different kind. That can be 6 to 10 of the same kind. And you are more than welcome as we do this workshop to come up and get something if you would like more, or ask Jaya to grab you extra stems. We can absolutely do that. But the idea here again is that if you like textural greenery, which I very much do, then I'm going to show you how I did this mock-up, and then you can choose what 6 to 10 stems you would like from here. So the biggest thing with our vases is that really for visual interest, we like to have the greenery base be about half of the height of your vase. So we're going to want to have the greenery kind of come right about here, and this is going to be our base that will then build. So the entire arrangement, we want to be about twice the size of the vase. That's sort of the geometry of the math of floral design. So I went ahead and got a couple of stems that were a little unusual in shape and size to show you how you might cut down into your vase a little bit easier. So we're going to take off, and everybody got a new pair of shears, so these should be very sharp and perfect for all the greenery. So we're going to cut these down to where they sit in the vase, and they really are going to be fairly low, but that's what we want, because what this greenery is doing is we're creating that base that then holds the rest of the stems really nicely in place. So for this arrangement, I wanted to make sure that we didn't need to use floral foam or chicken wire. Really, we're using mechanics that all of the flowers kind of hold themselves together and look really lovely. So this is just a really simple, we have 3 stems in this case of the magnolia greens. I'm going to put a little bit of this, this juniper green in here, and we're just going to make sure, again, it's about half the distance to the top. If you have a stem that's really lovely and full, but it looks like it may be a little bit too tall for what you need, I always recommend cutting, and I can come around and show you guys. Cutting at a joint where there is a new stem coming out, just so that you can always use an additional greenery stem if you do that. One other piece of advice with floral arranging that I love to share is, and probably a lot of you may know this already, but taking off the greenery at the bottom, whether it's a flower stem or greenery, really helps to keep the vase life for your arrangement longer. So greenery in the water, as you may know, can cause just a lot of more bacteria to more quickly grow. So that's always something else I try to recommend as much as possible. If you were to change the water on these arrangements every day or so, these greens will last for at least a month. So it's kind of nice as well, because I was trying to think of things that we could keep throughout the holiday season that would look really nice. So, and then I also have here with the eucalyptus, these are really a filler, but also act as a textural accent, in my opinion. So again, we're just kind of eyeing to see that this will be, there's no right or wrong way. If it looks beautiful to you, I'm so thrilled that you're here with me today doing this, but we're making it, again, about half the size of the vase in height. And then that is our greenery base. The final piece I'll say before we have y'all come up, and I'm happy to help you grab your stems, is that there's a really beautiful kind of geometry in nature that basically, if you look at even like the insides of sunflowers and pine cones, often there's kind of a triangle design that you'll see. And in floral design, that's really become a big thing in teaching kind of how to make florals look more natural. And that is to kind of think, so if you can see here with my, I don't want to point it down too low, but with what I've done with the greens, they're almost, each of them are in like a triangle around each other. And so that always makes it look very natural and I think very beautiful, but effortlessly so. So that's my final thought on there. So if you guys want, if you're done with your drinks and food, we can absolutely start getting your stems, and then I'll come around as we're cutting and if you need any help. But what we'll do is after each kind of round of filler, so we'll start with the greenery, we'll go back and start that. Then we'll start with like our accent florals, and then finally we'll do our focal flowers. And I do have to say, these sunflowers and zinnias are actually from a local flower farm about 40 minutes from here that I just love. And you really can't buy this color. I rarely see in the store. So I'm very excited that they had them after the last frost. So we have some really pretty flowers here today. So we'll start with greenery. Anybody who wants to come up, I'm happy to help grab some stems. And I'll pull these up. Yeah. So for the next, if you're ready for the next stage, what we're going to do is we're going to start to incorporate what I would consider to be our accent florals. And so in this case, I'm going to point them out. The accents are going to be these chrysanthemums. These truly to me look like dahlias. I love dahlias, but they're actually a type of mum. And then they're going to be these kind of mini mums, and then the two different variations of the locally grown zinnias. For this, I would recommend, again, probably 6 to 7 stems total. That can be like I've done here, where we have about 3 of each kind in that triangular pattern. That could be all creams and yellows, or that could be mostly burgundies. Again, we have 2 different types of burgundies, and then we have the creams and then the kind of yellow orange. So, and I can, we have basically these 2 buckets over here, and then this one I'll put over here. So this will be where we start to incorporate the color palette for our accent florals. So I will let y'all come up if you are ready to do that part. And then, so for this layer too, as far as height, you'll want to have them, and I see you naturally doing this, have them a little bit higher than your greenery, just so that they really do stand out. And again, as you're cutting, try to make sure you have any leaves, off the bottom. Always helps, again, for just longevity. And if you're finding as you go that you have kind of a green space that you want to make more full and you want another stem or 2, absolutely, that we have plenty. So, but don't be shy. The next stage of our building of our floral arrangements is going to be the focal floral, is what I like to call it. So in this case, This can be, again, two different things based on what you are drawn to. It can be a sunflower. I have just enough since that freeze at the flower farm that I have these incredible local sunflowers. We also have the yellow. So I have enough for everyone to have at least a sunflower if you want it as a focal point. If you do not, we also have these really fun pine cones that we've placed on the dowels. So you would want to cut them down so that it's the top of your arrangement is about twice the height of your vase. But you could have a few of these in your arrangement. Really, this is my favorite part because I do think this is when the texture really becomes fun and interesting. We have a unique kind of berry accent here. We have any kind of dried florals your heart could want. Actually, locally dried marigolds, also from that same flower farm, some wheat that's been dried. So some really fun and interesting textural pieces. Really with this, the only stipulation for quantity is, the flower math. I had to think in advance how many people we had today. So we for sure can do, if you would like, a sunflower and then at least 2 pine cones if everybody wants a pine cone or 2. And then otherwise it is to your heart's content what you would like to put in. We have some, like I said, some really fun dried reeds, the berries. So truly, I would love if you want to come up and then just kind of start layering and then we can come around and help. Typically when I do have, like, for example, the sunflower component, I would say, like in this case, I see kind of, if you can see this, almost like a little area here that I'd love to have more. And so that's where I'm going to have my focal flower. So in this case, I'm going to have my sunflower tuck in right there. I'm going to have this a little bit lower, ideally. So the focal flower is really where we're going to have the eye be drawn to. And then after this, we might also put a ribbon, so it really will be our focus. And then similarly with the triangle design, if you want to do pine cones, or like here I have these really cool dried accents, triangular designs, even with that, look great. You kind of can't go wrong. So yeah, let me know if you need any help, but come on up for round 3 and our focal flowers. And if you're feeling as you're kind of finishing this out that there's any blank spaces, there is no harm in coming back and maybe getting a little bit more greenery or another zinnia just to fill the space. That is absolutely something even I still do. And then we do have some really beautiful ribbons. Here we have kind of a really pretty green, almost like a sage green. And then we have a velvety brown ribbon. We are cutting them kind of to a particular size. And if you want them longer, we can certainly do that. But basically you can do 2 things. You can wrap and you can make a little bow. And if you'd like to do that, we can also make it longer. Or I love this wired ribbon because you can actually kind of crimp it. And I just love how it looks even on its own like that. It's really effortless and pretty. So we have different ribbon options. If you would like to add ribbon, you certainly don't have to, but we have them. And that's kind of one of the final pieces to making it look official for the holidays.